What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 28 of Showcase Central. I'm your host, Nate Branco here, and let me tell you this. I don't have a lot of news to issue to you guys today. It was a little bit of a slow weekend. I usually like to get some news throughout the week and, over the weekend too, especially to deliver stuff for you guys and content on Monday. It was a nice weekend of baseball, of course, a nice week. We sadly had a death happen. I obviously wasn't around for this, but it's still, I think, trailblazing, in my opinion. We had a brilliant debut in which we will go over. And I also want to talk about this little funny gag that happened over the weekend. Honestly, I thought this was just insane. And I actually just want to talk about it. We'll talk about that towards the end. But as of right now, I actually want to dish out this. When I spoke about trailblazing, I want to talk about Tommy John. Tommy John actually died over the weekend. He died at 83 at his home in Bradenton, Florida. He was a four-time All-Star pitcher who won 288 career games, and the name behind the pioneering elbow surgery that actually prolonged his career for 14 more years. He actually was nicknamed the Bionic Man. I mean, that's telling right there. I mean, freaking killing it after freaking getting surgery. It actually, crazy enough, it was his UCL. It was his UCL that he had to have surgery for. Next, he came out better and better and better. Man, this was back in like the 70s right there. Like that was some crazy stuff. At age 31, he underwent ulnar collateral ligament reconstruction, which is pretty much UCL. You guys, for those of you that don't know, he had surgery on his left elbow in which he used to pitch back in 1974. Dr. Frank Jobe was the surgeon who performed the surgery on him and also thousands of other players, and the timeable recovery is usually 12 to 18 months. Tommy John had 124 wins in 355 games at the time of the procedure and pitched in 405 more games, winning 164, and finished with a career record of 288 wins and 231 losses, the second most wins of any pitcher since 1900 not to be elected to the Hall of Fame, and he posted a career ERA of 3.34 and 2,245 strikeouts and 760 career appearances. I actually want to say this real quick. The Yankees usually have Old Timers Day in at least one Sunday every year in August. And the crazy thing is, I believe he was supposed to be there. He wrote a message to the fans that he couldn't make it. And I quote, "I want to thank the Yankees organization and the Steinbrenner family for giving me this opportunity to say goodbye to everyone, along with all the friends and fans who followed me throughout my 26-year career. Thanks to Dr. Joby, who saved my arm and made it possible for me to continue pitching. That surgery has since gone on to save the careers of countless pitchers, including many of the very best in the game today. Thank you to all the fans who supported me and my teammates for 26 years. I will never forget you. And the day I left for my first job as a pitcher, my father looked at me and said, "Good luck, Tommy. Just remember one thing. Whether you make a big in the big leagues or you don't, you'll always be a Tommy John. You'll always be Tommy John from Terre Haute, Indiana." End quote. That right there was one line in there, and it kind of touched a nerve. And it was, "I will never forget you." And that was on August 8th. Now we are on August 17th. Pretty much a week ago. That, in a way, I felt like that was his subtle way of saying goodbye to everyone, especially since he was in hospice at the time. That sucks. It's tough. And he has battled bladder cancer and other ailments in recent years, and it's just the cause of death, it was unknown. We'll probably find out as the days go by, but it's awful. And this guy, like I said before, definitely a trailblazer. He also played for he played at least two different stints for the Yankees. He played for the White Sox too, the Dodgers, the Cleveland Indians, the California Angels, and the Oakland A's at the time. He was something. How can you go 14 more years after big time surgery like that? It's insane. I'm also going to read to you guys a statement that the Yankees issued about him. The New York Yankees mourn the passing of Tommy John, who was a bedrock of our rotation during his time in pinstripes and a longtime favorite of Yankee fans. While his incredible longevity and post-surgery achievements changed the fortunes and trajectory of countless athletes around the world, it also overshadowed his excellence as a pitcher, which included consecutive 20-win seasons with the Yankees. We pause to remember the totality of his legacy, his competitiveness and skill, his penchant for conversation, his kind and gracious nature, and his stature as an athletic and medical pioneer. The Yankees extend our deepest condolences to his family and friends, including wife Cheryl, daughter Tamara, and sons Tommy the Third, and Travis. We also keep his son Taylor in our hearts. So, honestly, I'm going to be real. I feel like Tommy John, the way his name is engraved in every MLB player's careers, I feel like that man played a factor. I feel like he did. Obviously, I was not around to watch him, but in every pitcher's heart, I feel like Tommy John is the trailblazer that, if, say, a player such as a Max Scherzer, a Justin Verlander, an Ohtani getting Tommy John surgery, and the next thing you know, they followed the Tommy John blueprint the very next season or two after, because obviously it takes a good year and a half to get better. So usually when somebody gets better after Tommy John, I know sometimes their velocity dips, like speed too, but they do come back better than ever. I mean, just look at what I just read about Tommy John. Tommy John is a workhorse. When I read a whole article about him, I was just like, wow, that's amazing. This dude's the man. I do think that he is a pioneer for generations after him. And it's crazy how they actually named a surgery after him, especially even after playing 14 more seasons after that. That's incredible. That is awesome. And great on him. That dude lived a great life. 83? That's amazing. So I actually just want to say, rest in peace, Tommy John. You will be missed. And you will forever be engraved in everyone's hearts. Players, staff, and such. So, we're going to hop off the sappy subject real quick. And I want to talk about a player that actually decided to make his MLB debut and absolutely kill it. Let's talk about Joshua Baez. Joshua Baez, the St. Louis rookie outfielder, made MLB history, hitting 3 home runs in 3 plate appearances. That is awesome. That is crazy. I'm literally keeping up with the game, and I'm like, no way this is happening right now. Like, this dude even got a standing ovation in Wrigley Field, and that also includes his family in attendance. And he's the first ever player to do so. Let me tell you this. St. Louis is going way over expectations this year. Way over. I had this team pretty much feet in the mud, in quicksand, just like that. Nope. They said, screw you, Nate. We're going to prove you wrong. Honestly, them getting rid of guys in past seasons, getting rid of Sonny Gray, Wilson Contreras, Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, and such. Turns out it worked out for them. They're on a youth movement. Just before I hopped on here, I actually looked at their average age on the team. 26 and a half average years. That is one of the youngest teams in the MLB right now. And I believe the youngest team in the MLB right now is the Chicago White Sox. And look what they're doing. The St. Louis Cardinals, they are no slouch. I mean, I'm going to be real. The future is bright for them. And I mean, just look at the talent that they have, man. J.J. Weatherholt, Ivan Herrera, Jordan Walker, Alec Burleson, Mason Wynn, and that's just to name a few. Honestly, that's just wait until their pitching comes around. Cause holy, I like what they're building over there. I really do. It's gonna be star-studded in the next 5 years. They have an actual shot at the playoffs too, and that's still the crazy thing. And they're one of those teams right now that's floating above 500. At least what 63 and 61, I believe, is what they're at. They look good right now, and I don't see them slowing down anytime soon. So I actually just want to give off my props to St. Louis right there, man. All right. This is a little funny topic, and I just want to actually talk about this because this is hilarious. So, have you guys heard about the whole Jaden Daniels crap with the whole NIL number 5 thing? Ugh. So, For you baseball fans that don't know this, Jaden Daniels, Washington Commanders quarterback, more than likely will be the franchise quarterback for the future. He sent a cease and desist letter to prevent LSU from letting another player wear his old number 5 jersey. In this case, they gave it to cornerback sophomore DJ Pickett. So what, Jaden Daniels? So what? Your name is not retired. Nor did you do anything with LSU. You didn't win any big games. Nor did you win a freaking national championship like Joe Burrow did. You only won a Heisman, and that's it. If anything, if this was something that Joe Burrow complained about and he even won a national championship, then that's a little bit understandable. But you don't see bitching and complaining from him. If I had to guess, his mother's probably involved because his mother's an agent. But anyways, MLB fans were having fun with this over the weekend, and I thought this was great. I'm going to read to you guys some freaking, some tweets that actually happened that MLB fans were tweeting. Now, MLB teams were tweeting. These teams, right, they're either not having the best of seasons or they're just having fun for the fun of it. Teams that may not actually have anything to look forward to, like not making the playoffs or such, but I actually just want to say, here we go. The Jays trolled the 4-1 score against the Yankees. You know, they avoided number 5 in honor of Jaden Daniels. The Phillies scored 5 runs in 5 innings. Don't sue us. The Guardians won 6-1. They won by 5 because we're not scared of JD. In the last one, the Mets win 4-1 against the Nationals. And then in quote, stopped at 4 out of respect for Jaden Daniels. oh my God. That was the best one. Guys, go look this up. Look up MLB teams troll Jaden Daniels. You'll see the tweets from the MLB team's Twitter pages. You guys will get a good laugh at this. But honestly, that's all I got for you guys today. I will see you guys on Friday with more news, more rumors, and such. That is it for Showcase Central episode 28. Like and subscribe. Like and comment on this video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll see you guys soon.